that you make now in your life? Bill, what do you got, brother?
I occupy myself with 4 kids, 2 acres, and a small farm. I didn't grow up hunting, but when I got out of the Marine Corps, I took up hunting. I got into it. I got my certificate and then went out and applied more or less my infantry to hunting. I found that the more time I'm in the woods and the more time I'm out there, it's so quiet that I can find myself and I can find peace. And when you get, is it a challenge though when you're climbing up a hill? If you love that hill, does that really work? Is that, you get to the top of that hill and I'm up there because Jason, I've got kids to teach and to teach how to hunt, and they love the idea of it all. I've got things to do now because of Jason. I've got a life to live. I've got 4 to raise, and I got my best friend that helps me. And she's an incredible woman altogether on her own. That's... yeah, she's been holding me together quite a bit, and we're going almost 14 years now.
Yeah, well, everything you just said, from the farm to the hunting to raising 4 and raising 4 kids that will reflect and never forget, and that's outstanding. Outstanding. And yes, your wife must be pretty incredible to put up with you.
Concur.
Ferg.
This definitely sucked, and I knew this was going to, but I think you gotta look at the big picture and tell his story, everything, and just like on that dusty road that day, these 3 still have my back, and it was tough for all of us to be here today, some more than others. And the main thing is just don't take things for granted, to be grateful. These guys have families, kids, great lives because of the sacrifice what Jason did. We all know that's the greatest act of humanity I've ever witnessed or probably ever will. But it's like his legacy lives on through these guys and what they stand for. And, just try to take that strength sometimes and go forward. But it's amazing with veterans what happens on a grassy knoll, in a wadi, in a valley, on a dusty road, on the Syrian-Iraq border will live with us until we die. And it's, I don't know, the brotherhood helps. And, we love and we miss Jason. Happy birthday, and thank you for having us.
Honor to have you guys. Kelly, Boot, which I guess you got promoted from Boot after you got your freaking arms about blown off. You almost made it past Boot. That's outstanding.
For me, my path was it was long. After I got hurt and healed and deployed again and came back, I was very, very, very self-destructive. I thought I was invincible. But I was lucky enough to wake up and move on. And a lot like Bill, I found a woman in my life who supports me unconditionally, but challenges me to not be crippled by what I've been through. Otherwise, I probably would be. She pushes me to get help and to do things for myself, but at the same time, she requires me to be selfless and be present and not get wrapped up in the wash. So I'm very fortunate for that. And then because of Jason, I have a little 7-year-old who is my best friend. You know, we run amok together, drive mom crazy, laugh, wrestle, hang out, fucking live. I get to live because of him. Living is the greatest gift, but it's also the biggest burden. I've gone through a lot of nights where I wish I was the one. I was the boot. I should have taken the grenade, you know? But because of my family, I don't wish it anymore. So. I love him, and I'll always love him because of what I have. It's not always easy to have.
Well, you know the best thing to do with that gift he gave you, and you know that every day.
Enjoy it.
Absolutely. You take that little boy Jet, and you raise him into a man.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, he doesn't take it easy on me. I feel bad for Rick right now. Last time I heard he had the boxing gloves on, so...
Jack.
So, no, I just... If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my wife, I wouldn't have my son, and the memories I've been able to get from them help fill the hole created from the loss. So...
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a gift, and just seeing your boy out there, who, by the way, I said, hey, kid, you know, I've written a bunch of books for kids. You want to read them? And he goes, nope. He's the first person that's ever said that to me. You know, most people at least have a little thing in the back of their head to say, hey, I'm getting something for free. I'll take it. Not Jet. Jet said, I'm not here to read. I said, cool, I got some padded rooms out there. You can go run around. And he said, I'll do that instead.
Yeah. He found your speed bag, and he already asked me if he could get one.
We'll sponsor that.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. And Trent, what do you got?
When we were on post-deployment leave between OF1 and OF2, we just came back from Carla. My XO, Rudy Salcido, was battalion officer of the day one day. I was down in Palm Springs at my house. He calls me up and he said, hey, sir, 3-4 just dumped 34 Marines on our doorstep. There's 34 Marines from our sister battalion who don't have enough time with 3-4 to deploy with them, so they're cross-decking them to 3-7, and they'll deploy with us. So some of those Marines are going to be coming to Kilo. I said, all right. And on the first day back from that leave block, at the end of the day, I had First Sergeant hold a company formation up by the barracks. Because we had 7 new NCOs, 7 new corporals that came to us from 3-4. We got 7 of those. And I wanted to formally welcome them to the family. So we held the formation. I welcomed them aboard, and I turned over the formation to First Sergeant. and I had him send me those 7 NCOs. So I stepped back a bit from the formation, standing there in a ditch outside the barracks. And I felt it was important to say something to him, something significant. So I told him the same thing that I told Kilo the day I took command in Karbala back in early June of 2003. I told him I believe in 3 things as a Marine. Is that I believe in leadership by example. I believe in self-sacrifice for the greater good. And I believe that one man can make a difference. That's what I'm expecting from you, and that's what you should expect from me. And 2 years later, I found myself preparing a speech for the town people of Scioto, New York, during a ceremony in which they would dedicate their post office to their son, Jason Dunham. And Dave Fleming was there, Rudy was there. Several Marines were able to make it up for that. And Dave had been his platoon commander for a short time with weapons before he reorganized the company. And Dave was sharing with me the memory of some anecdote during that time. And it stirred in me the memory of my talk with those 7 NCOs that day. And one of those 7 was Dunham. And I realized in a flash that in that moment of utter selflessness, that he embodied the very essence of those 3 virtues. Leadership by example, self-sacrifice for the greater good, and one man making a difference. And as Ferg said, he could think of no more profound example of humanity. The acme of human existence. Give your life for another. Hampton's got 3 girls and a fucking boy named Jason.
2 girls, 2 boys.
2 and 2.
Melanie, Addison, William, and Jason.
We got Jet downstairs working a fucking heavy bag.
Jason.
Jet Jason Miller. Life begets life. And I spent a couple years couple of awkward years as the company commander of a Medal of Honor recipient. Something I didn't